All right, greens. Okay. Okay, we're going to play chaos. I guess that wasn't much of a World War III, was it? But man, the media definitely took take that and ride with it, didn't they? Oh well, whatever. Same old, right? Yeah, the one trick pony. This planet is, it's just tries to be entertaining, I guess. I don't know. It's, I guess I don't know. It feels like on the weekend it's going to be quiet for some reason. I don't know why. I want to just blow each other and get it over with. But I guess not. Yeah, I guess if they did that, then what would we do? Nothing but a bunch of crying nations and big bullies whining all the time. Lucky us. Narcissists at their best. We are not lucky us, right? Of course, the weather energies, weather weaponry. The buy's getting hit, obviously, but they're doing some of that stuff and not a whole lot. But this whole Iran thing, it feels like they're. I don't know if they're gonna wrap it up, but it's not gonna be all that. It's more hype than it is anything else. If it sells t-shirts, it's all that matters. It's just, I guess they fight and then they calm down, and then they fight again and they calm down. It's like, whatever. And then the media just take in call it World War III because they have nothing better to do. It's kind of sad, actually. It's pretty pathetic, actually. But, that's what this world is all about, isn't it? Also, skull and bones energies. If you do map quests of it, or the street view. Yeah, it's probably on. I don't know why I felt like looking at it. Maybe they're. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing. Cross dressing and whatever else they're doing. I don't want to know. I think I'll pass on that. That's what the elite are doing. I just gender fluid, huh? So I don't know. Normally I don't bring up this stuff in Orion energies. So the skull and bone stuff, I would say, has a lot to do with the political climate that's going on. Of course, you have the FBI and CIA and whatever cross-dresser energy they got over there. Manipulating all that crap. So target individual stuff. I think we're all kind of target individuals, aren't we? We have to put up with this place, don't we? And if you like it here, I guess your standards are very low. Very low standards. If you have high standards, you want to be somewhere else. If you have low standards, this is your world. Talk about low standards. Holy shit. Very low. Planet chaos frequency. That's here. Yeah, we're kind of like in the Orion district. I'm not sure if the Orions really do much for this place. They kick us around every once in a while. Obviously, they keep an eye on us, but I don't know. Most of society is not into all the spiritual stuff for probably good reason. Most of them are nuts anyway. But yeah. I don't know if, it's like, is our world ever going to open up to the universe? Maybe, what's going on out there. Maybe a couple of thousand years when they're tired of doing all what they're doing now. They become less materialistic. But until then, because there are fourth dimensional beings usually. They can't show up in the physical, they're not going to. But technically they do, but not for us to be aware of it. So, as humans. Yeah, it's what the Prime Minister is in Israel. Probably. At least, like a low version of it. Jeez, talk about... anyway. Alright, come on. I haven't taught a comment for sessions. got a scheduler, we got a shop here. Okay, enough of that low standard Orion stuff. So we'll go to high standard energies. The Orion energies, just keep us a third world country. I still think we're like an extension of Mars, like the sister of it or something like that, the remnants of it. And and let's see, skull and bones frequency, just whatever they have to say. It's 420. Well, the skull and bone stuff, something obviously is going on for me to be picking up on it. Normally, like I said, normally I don't talk about this stuff, so So anyway, all right, go into the Orion frequencies and see what they have to say. All right, blessings. Greens with the Orion Council. Different aspects of us that are coming from a neutral connection. The Orions that want to hold on to your planets. Well, it has a valuable, DNA connected to it, and it does. It does have beings here that are very unique, that they're siphoning energy from, taking it from their power. Because a lot of beings incarnate here not aware of what they're capable of. And so they have that, the blinders are on. And you can say that's why some of you incarnate here to awaken those, who you can, to their own abilities. Awaken is probably not the best word, but, for them to become more aware of who they are. So think of it that way. It just, it's like the awaken to, wake up to what exactly? Well, to themselves, their higher power, and to their highest potential. Maybe we'll get it that way. On a spiritual level, because the spiritual level connects you more to the astral realms, which brings you more into a mature capacity to understand the universe. Because that's what many of you are having difficulties with. It's like you can tap into the universe or just the star system or other star systems. And it would be nice to be able to have a stronger connection there, but you can't. You have to do it on a spiritual, on a intuitive level, but you like to take it to a whole other level where you can, kind of that be your life, basically, instead of this earth, prison-like state to some level. It's not fully a prison realm, but it kind of is. It has some of those elements, but it's university, it's school, so it's kind of keeping you in the classroom for right now. Well, because there's chaos everywhere, so you might as well just study. And Israel frequencies, they're just, a lot of this is theater for show. It's showing aggression, but also it's not laughable, but it's, they're not, like those are in charge of Israel, they can't seem to get over themselves. There's like a lot of arrogance. Iran also similar, but nothing like Israel. Israel's, like I say, the top brass. Not everybody in Israel, just those that are. I imagine many in Israel would agree upon that. At least those that are more humble. Others have been weaponized and mind controlled so much. And there's a lot of hurt in that district, in that part of the world. Well, it's just that, a lot of beliefs are not being heard or being suppressed due to the biblical times. But biblical times built your reality as it is today. It was chemical warfare back then also. And a lot of times it was worse than it is now. It's 50-50 on that. It's just that there's a lot of agendas that cross each other that are trying to control reality, just like any other. You have your blue and red groups, your political groups. The same thing as the past. It's just called differently. And there's like 3 or 4 groups that are trying just to run your world, and it's not going so well. And of course, the people here a lot of them give their power away to these political groups that are always realizing it. But it is kind of like a cat and mouse game here. For those of you who are rising more into your frequency, it's still conflict there also because the rest of the world is not realizing your abilities. You have to keep it hidden. It's like being a wizard in your own reality, and it's frustrating. But as you stay covert stealth, your abilities can increase if you're ready. But if you're using it for positive means, if you use it for negative, well, then your soul can easily be trapped here for a very long time. Well, because you're giving into the manipulations that are here, the beings that are controlling your, demonic realms. And they're definitely running much of this. But they love chaos. Of course, they're not doing as much as they'd like to. That's kind of like the demonic realms are similar like to gremlins, just chaos beings with no purpose, just to stir things up. And it's kind of doing that. They're not doing as much as they like to. So there is an assistance here. It's not as much as you like. But as you come more into your power, for some of you, it feel more the astral realms, the alien realms. Now, why the aliens aren't always showing themselves? Well, you have to go through your process, your own dark side. And a lot of them can't handle the low frequencies here, so they don't appear. But they are assisting you. But they're assisting you also to go into your dark side and release it. But also, there's a lot of energy work being done here, obviously. So some of you are here to bring many individuals into their own light, into their own enlightenment, into themselves. And it's and you might not even know these beings. We are definitely being assisted. Well, you can do it energetically, astrally. Sometimes you might know them, sometimes you don't. It could be someone at a grocery store. It could be anywhere. It doesn't mean you have to interact with you. Sometimes you might get a vibe about it. Maybe not. Sometimes you might. But that's another reason why many of you are here. You're bringing your knowledge to others and now you're knowing it. So not that you have to look too focused too much into that, but some of you might have an idea of what we're speaking of. Greetings, this is a skull and bones frequency. So the reason why this energy is coming about is because the political side of things are going to get worse. They're not going as planned. So expect a lot of turbulence there, even more than before, but not exactly how you might think. As for Israel, it's kind of an annoyance because they're just disturbing, a region that doesn't need to be disturbed. They can just get over themselves and just choose not to. But they can settle a lot of this stuff quietly. But we just realize it's those that are causing this. The ones shooting the missiles and all that, and back and drones and all that. It's just they need to get over themselves and get their shit together. But good luck with that. They have so much bitterness towards each other. But they are really derailing a lot of lives that don't need to be derailed. Even the Gaza war doesn't need to be happening. That can calm itself too. And there's a lot of arrogance going into that war. This just does not need to happen. But anyway, as with skull and bones frequency, that's not much better. That's connected to your actually Atlantean elite. It's not as powerful as it used to be. It is very diluted, but it still has the arrogance of magic used against the society. And the elites also, they feel like they might as well use their power while they have it, while they can become aware of it. And also the human individual has their abilities too. They're just not aware of it. Sometimes they're just manifesting just material possessions of relationship, and that's about it. But some of you are coming more into your power, and this skull and bones for this elite frequency might come to mind every now and then, only because it is getting weaker, but not completely. It still has a lower dimensional influence. Obviously, these are some of the, you hear about the sacrifices, things like that. Yeah, it's to keep the lower frequencies going. And yes, war in your Middle East is helping the vibrations stay low. But there are regions that are higher frequency, like Tel Aviv has some positive energy. It's not perfect, but you're actually those regions are here to be healed, not easily. But this conflict isn't helping anything. That's where skull and bones frequency is not. Will they be revealed? Will by will, maybe not by name, but maybe through a download. Political energies, yeah, it's just basically a war at astral going on. As for political, basically, it's like who can stir this world up the most. And so, yeah, so it's best, yes, to focus on yourself at this point and not worry too much about it. You might pick up on certain downloads about what's happening. But the magical energies want to get people so pulled into this political arena to just brainwash them to death. Just to keep, and even those in the spiritual communities also, just to keep you under control. So basically, if you're focused too much on this, on the political energies, it keeps you from what else you can figure out about yourself. So it's like a storm that's on its way, but it's very needy. So if you just clear that energy out and disconnect to yourself, you might see how the political energy, it doesn't matter who wins really when it comes down to it. It's still a manipulation no matter what. You have a king, especially in the US, it's still a king type situation, but you don't see the king. You just see the puppet system instead. There is a king, no doubt. King and queen, mostly a king, but not to be seen. It's not part of the British situation. Because the British energies, oh yes, for Kate, is she real? Or Kate, you can say, has checked out, with William and all that. And you can say there's another version of her, not as strong. Yeah, just getting tired of it. And William is kind of there, but not there. It's like it just becoming very much like his father more than he wanted to accept. Yeah, it's imagine most of you don't care, but it is part of manipulation. But the royal family, they're definitely there to brainwash society and to mislead it with fashion, another distraction, similar to the Kardashians, but a lot stronger due to it's been around for such a long time. It has a false narrative around it. It won't go down anytime soon. Too many people need it. It's kind of like a parent frequency. And so, but the skull and bones is very low level elites. Yes, they might be dangerous and not the safest beings, but it's still very low level. Well, they're not exactly humble, more arrogance. The more humble elite can get further, bring in more positive energies. Of course, it's not the easiest to do that because they usually get attacked all the time. And the lower frequencies here has such an arrogance that just can't seem to let itself go. But in your path here, just the idea is to clear out your own obstacles, your own challenges, as best as you can. Because this year or coming year, because it's still coming towards you technically, it's going to test many of you. But also, great change is coming for the better, but not change, but still more challenges, a different type of challenge. But you would definitely see your timeline split, as some of you picked up on, more higher dimensional knowledge. You'll still be physical, but still more higher dimensional knowledge will find its way in, will by will. Doesn't mean it'll hit the mainstream, but you'll definitely feel it coming in. Yeah, we can't say when. Throughout this year. And so you just feel more and more on your path, even if it is a difficult path. It doesn't mean you have to disclose the elites, the skull. No, don't mess with that. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's not going to get you anywhere. Yeah, they've been doing it for too long, and they have so much arrogance. Just that alone is like it's not even worth it. Of course, their politicians have become arrogant, even as some of them are decaying at this time, especially the Biden energy, which is barely even there at this point. And it's just Biden there to confuse society and also put some kind of false normalcy because they want to keep doing that. Basically, someone that's not aware mentally that they can be used easily. So And yeah, eventually, yeah, they do want to put like a android robot president in there. But technically, they already have one with Biden, but not that they'll be successful. But they are planning on it. So just focus on your own frequencies. Not worry too much about these beings, but yeah, if you focus too much on these beings, they'll show up in astral and it just won't go away. So, but just bringing it up because they're going through their own growth. Well, it's a spiritual war, so your knowledge is kind of running into theirs too, meaning like your truth is hitting their false narrative. And they don't like it too much.